Welcome to Quadratics by Factoring. This is a Khan Academy tutorial by Mr. West. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, if you've seen some of my other videos, I've talked about quadratics extensively and factoring extensively. So I'm going to try to make this a quicker one to show you how to do it, give you the principles, give you my quick takes, hopefully make this a little bit easier for you. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. We have solve for x here, and it's equal to 0. Anytime it says solve in one of these problems, okay, it means we don't have to just put parentheses. We have to find the values of x that will make this a true statement. So we have to find some x equals a number, and usually it's two numbers. So you have a comma, okay, usually. Now, one thing you can recognize anytime you're doing factoring and you notice that all the coefficients are divisible by the same thing, you want to divide by that thing, okay? What do I mean? Well, 240, 200, all divisible by 2. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to factor out that 2. So I'm going to put a 2 out in front. Boom. I'm going to put parentheses. What's left? I have x squared minus 20x plus 100 equals 0. What's cool about that is I can just divide by 2 now, and it disappears. Pretty cool. Minus 20x plus 100. Yellow was a bad choice. So now what I'm going to have going is I need to put my two parentheses, set it equal to 0. The first term of the trinomial goes in the first slot, and we're going to have x and x. That's pretty clear. Then we need the factors of 100. Okay, that will go here. And we have to keep in mind that they need to add up to negative 20. Okay, because this term, the third term, is positive, that means the signs are going to be the same. The middle term's negative, so both those signs are going to be negative. So we have x minus, and then the factors of 100 that also add up to your sum of the middle coefficient, which is 20. That's 10 and 10. So we have x minus 10, x minus 10. What does x equal to make this true? We're going to look at both sets of parentheses, and we're going to say, okay, x minus 10, this can be equal to 0, and x minus 10, this can be equal to 0. And we're going to solve for both of these. Well, both of them are the same, so we just need to solve for one. We get x equals 20. So x equals 20, that will make a true statement for both of these parentheses. What am I doing? Oh, I'm sorry. That's a 0, not a 10. Sorry. I was like, what the heck? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, plus 10. My bad. So x equals 10. That makes a lot more sense to me because if you plug in 10, it will go 10 minus 10, 0 for both parentheses. So our answer is x equals 10. Check it. Let's move on. Okay. Now, lesser x, greater x. That's what I was talking about, where there's going to be two answers. First thing you notice, though, 2, 180. All those are divisible by 2. Essentially, you can factor it out and divide. Okay, let me show this one last time, and then I'm not going to do it anymore. Equals, I divide it by 2, and I get 90. Equals 0. And then we divide by 2. Okay, essentially, you can take it out. When you factor it out and then divide by 2, 0 divided by 2 is always going to give you 0. So we're just left with x squared minus x minus 90 equals 0. Now we're going to factor from here. Boom, boom, shake the room. Equals 0. First slot, x and x. Okay, that one's the easy one. This one's going to be the tougher one. We have a negative third term. That means one is going to be positive, one is going to be negative. Now, this term is negative, which means the bigger number needs to be negative. Okay, so our bigger number is going to be here, just as a heads up. Now, when you think of factors of negative 90 that are very close together, why do I know they're close together? Is because their sum is going to be a negative 1. They have a sum of negative 1, which means they're numbers that are very close together. They only have a difference of negative 1. Well, this is going to be 10 and 9. 10 times 9 equals 90, but one of them needs to be negative to get negative 90. The bigger one needs to be negative because the middle term is negative, so it's going to be negative 10. Negative 10, positive 9. Now, what do I need to do from here? Well, I got to set both of these equal to, do I have another color? I do. Purple, might as well. Okay, so I have to set both of these equal to 0. Either one of these parentheses, since it's a product, can be equal to 0 to make the whole thing go to 0. So we have x plus 9 equals 0, x minus 10 equals 0. And we solve for both of these equations. So we get minus 9, x equals negative 9, or plus 10, x equals 10. Okay, now, once you get good at this, you can just think, okay, What's the opposite of positive 9? Negative 9. That will make it go to 0. What's the opposite of negative 10? Positive 10. That will make that go to 0. When you get coefficients of x, it makes it a little bit more difficult, so just keep that in mind. But we know our lesser x is this guy, negative 9. Our greater x is 10. Boom. There we go. So we have lesser x, negative 9. Bigger x, 10. Let's go. Next question. All right, I hope you guys are seeing the pattern here. We have factors of 5 all around. So we're going to just take out the 5 from both of these. I already showed you that you can factor out and divide, but I'm going to show you that essentially we can just take it out. So we have, take out the factor of 5. 5 divided by 5 is just 1. So we have 1x squared, or just x squared, plus 70 divided by 5 is 14x. And then we have 245 divided by 5, and that gives us 45. Nope, 49. Psych. So we have plus 49, and that's going to be equal to 0. Let's set up our parentheses. Boom, 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 equals 0. First term, x and x, that goes there. Okay, second term, for our last term of the trinomial, 7, 7. Okay, and the reason why I know that is because they need to add up to 14. Okay, this is a perfect square trinomial. Now I think to myself, okay, well, we'll make this parentheses go to 0, x equals negative 7, and that's also true for this one. Okay, as a reminder, x plus 7 equals to 0. I set that up for both of those, and I get x equals negative 7 for both. So negative 7 will make this whole thing go to 0. Last question. Okay, you should recognize that we can divide every one of those terms by 4. The 4 is kind of like the big clue there. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Let's use red this time. X squared, after I divide by 4, x, after I divide by 4, minus, I already did this, 42 equals 0. Put my parentheses. All right, this one's going to be a little tougher. Okay, we have this third term is negative. That means we're going to have opposite signs. Whoops, let me put my x first. X, x. Okay. We have our middle term, last term negative, so we know we're going to have opposite signs, 1 plus, 1 minus. And the middle term is positive, so the bigger number is going to be positive. So the bigger number needs to be there. Now, what number should I put there? Well, we have negative 42, a coefficient of positive 1x, so I know they're going to be close together. The factors of 42, negative 42, need to be close together. Well, I know 7 and 6 are close together, and they're also factors of negative 42, but I need to make one negative, make the smaller one negative because it has to be positive. So I'm going to put plus 7 minus 6, and now I think, okay, we'll make this go to 0, x equals negative 7. We'll make this go to 0, x equals positive 6. My greater one is 6, my lesser one is negative 7. 6, negative 7, check it. 100%, people. You are going to hear this sound if you watch this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Come see more videos. Like, subscribe. I never say that, but this time I did. I'll talk to you later.